Hey guys, it's Kratom Man. Show you guys how I take a dose. Take a nice bag of your Kratom of choice, a spoon, and some water. It's important that it's water. A lot of people say it tastes gross, and especially if you have something that's carbonated, it can make it kind of fizz up and just make it a horrible experience. I mean, I know people that love Mountain Dew, can't get enough Mountain Dew, but they cannot take Kratom with Mountain Dew, or really any soda. Me, I mean, it's like anything. You get used to it, I really don't care anymore, but this is the fastest and easiest way to do it, and I'll show you how to do it to kind of reduce the taste even more. Don't use any like flavored thing. I mean, if you really can't handle the taste, you can make it into a tea, which to me tastes worse, but make it into a tea and then you can kind of add whatever you want. If you're gonna go the tea route though, it does take a while because you need the water to be a certain temperature. If it's boiling too hot, it'll destroy some of the alkaloids, and if it's not cool enough, it's not going to extract any of the good stuff. So you would want to basically like get your water to right before boiling, load it up with the Kratom, and then filter it, or you can use like some sort of a tea ball, but they'd have to be pretty small. Cause see, this is the one I like, wild lettuce. I do make a tea out of that. So I have a nice little thing like this. I can just simply fill it up and then stick it in a cup of hot water, and I just use my coffee machine. I run the water through it so it's hot water, and then leave the mug on the burner so it stays hot, and I let it steep for like 20-25 minutes. But the Kratom, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, you can either make that into it, or you can kind of make, some people do like a milkshake. You know, they'll do like a chocolate milk and add some smoothie ingredients, fruit, yogurt, whatever. Just kind of blend it up and drink it down. But to me, all these other little ways of doing it is just kind of prolonging the inevitable that, you know, you're going to taste it and it's going to suck. There is, however, one other alternative. I did this for a while until I get used to it. You can get a crap ton of little gel capsules for nothing. They're very cheap. When you get these, the 000s, they hold quite a bit. Like, I think you can get close to a gram in one if you really pack it. You can do it by hand, which really sucks ass. Or, I don't know where it's at now, but I have a little pill press where you put the shells in the bottom, and dump all the Kratom in, pack it, and then you can compress it and it caps them for you. You put the lids on it. For this, take your spoon, and if you need a specific amount, it's probably better to measure it first, and they do make a spoon that measures it that way. But take your nice dose of Kratom, and I say if you put it under your tongue, you won't taste it as bad. Just put it under your tongue, swish the water around quick, and just keep chugging a little bit of water until it's gone, and it's really not that bad. Like so. It's like candy. And that's it. That's how I take my Kratom. And something I'll show you guys in another video. Right now I'm working on my own extract. You know, you don't want to take too much extract because that'll really jack up your tolerance. But for once in a while, like on days where my pain's just too bad, it's nice to have a nice extract around. Or even, you know, get one bag of Kratom and dump a bunch of extract in it. And then now you have a super enhanced, you know, whatever your favorite is, super enhanced red or green. You know, super enhanced red or green, whatever you like. I like reds a lot for pain, and I'm in a lot of pain all the time, but I noticed I can still be quite an asshole, be in a shitty mood. So I do like greens kind of better sometimes. just because with the greens it kind of levels out my mood better, and I'm a little friendlier. I'm told I'm a little less, you know, abrasive. That's the word. I'm a little less abrasive on the greens and whatnot. And that's why I do several times a day. It helps me. I have a hard time getting out of bed without the Kratom. With the Kratom, I can function, I can play with my kid. I was working, but the PTSD and pain is just a little too bad for that now. But there's so many benefits of the Kratom, and I've never had a problem with it. You know, people are worried about all these overdoses, but none of them, absolutely none of them, have been proven to have been killed by Kratom, or even that Kratom was the only substance. I mean, when you say somebody died of a Kratom overdose, but they have heroin, cocaine, X, all in their system in high levels, is it really fair to say that Kratom killed them? You know, because probably not. Probably a mix of all these kind of high levels of illegal substances probably did it. And then there was the one, the cop or whatever, and they're like, oh no, it was Kratom, blood in the lungs, pulmonary edema. Well, there hasn't been a single case where they've been able to prove Kratom causes pulmonary edema, blood in the lungs. Not a single one. They've never ever been able to prove that that does it. You know, that does it. You know what does do it though? Illegal steroid use, which that guy was using illegal steroids. He was trying to be a little amateur bodybuilder, and you know, it sucks. And that gives Kratom a bad rep because in the bodybuilding and weightlifting area, Kratom has been being used as like a pre-workout supplement, just because it does get your blood flowing a little bit, gives you a boost, and helps you push past some of the pain. So that's like if I drank a cup of coffee right before I just dropped dead. Would you really say that I dropped dead because I drank the coffee? Or just simply, hey, this guy died and it looked like he had a cup of coffee? I mean, that guy died, and it's horrible that he died. It's horrible for the family, but to try to take a plant away from, you know, the millions of people that need it and appreciate it just because somebody died and they had Kratom in their system, to me that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And they refused to release the full toxicology report, like pretty much every one of the cases involving Kratom. So absolutely no evidence against it at all. And you know, I'm sure you can talk to many people that use Kratom, and especially people that have used other substances before, and they'll probably tell you that they've tried to overdose on Kratom, because no matter how much you take, you're not going to get that super fucked up feeling. I mean, you can feel good, you can feel relaxed, and sometimes it's nice, but if you try to take so much that you're going to be all screwed up, you're just going to get sick and throw it up, and that's it. But one of the good things is, even if you do take too much like that, it doesn't cause the respiratory depression like, you know, morphine, Vicodin, Percocet, and all that stuff, and heroin. You know, you take a little bit too much of that stuff once, or you just get a batch that's a little bit more pure than the last batch, and you could die. You know, this, if you did that, I mean, the worst case, you get a little sick and throw some up. But I mean, nothing that's gonna kill you, nothing that, you know, you're gonna be all jacked up. I mean, you can't snort Kratom, you can't shoot Kratom, you can't do any of that stuff. So the whole argument that it's leading to dependency and it's for junkies and all that, it just doesn't make any sense. It's just not possible. You know, is there kind of a dependence that you grow on it? Is it addictive? I mean, yeah, kinda. It's not, you're not gonna go through like heroin withdrawals or any other kind of opiate withdrawal. It's like, I've stopped taking it just to see. I get restless leg syndrome, you know, you feel kind of crummy, but it's not anything. I mean, you get a bad cold or a flu and that's way worse. It's really nothing. It's more of like the addiction you get to caffeine if you drink tons of coffee like I do, or soda every day. You stop drinking caffeine, you're gonna get headaches, you're not gonna feel that great. It's basically the same thing, and it is, after all, a relative of the coffee tree. It's in the coffee family. So I don't know why you're expecting that it's like heroin, but it's just like a coffee tree. Makes no sense. The leaves are picked, they're dried, they're crushed up, they're sent all throughout. And as long as you order from a vendor that has it tested tested themselves, not just taking the word for it from the third world country farmers, then you're golden. I mean, not that long ago, it was a salmonella outbreak for Kratom. Nobody died. Some people got sick. It wasn't that big of a deal. And then there's the romaine lettuce, and that's actually killed people. So literally, Kratom, coming from third world countries and conditions, is safer than romaine lettuce. Just think about that. And this is what they're fighting so hard to ban and to get rid of and to persecute us for. It's literally safer than romaine lettuce. How many of you were scared of romaine lettuce? I didn't think so. It's goddamn lettuce. Kratom, it's goddamn Kratom. It's nothing. It's like anything else that's natural. That's it. If you can grow it and you don't do anything to it, there shouldn't be any problem with that. Even pot. I mean, if you're trying to make all kinds of crazy shit out of it, that's different. But if you just want to grow it, roll it, and smoke it, who cares? Who gives a fuck?